konnichiwa, good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, and welcome to the English Listening Podcast with me, Ariel. Um, yeah, this is the first episode, and there will be many episodes. So, with this first episode, I wanted to explain what this podcast would be for, and who it would be for, and what it would be about, and how you can get involved too. So, I work as an English teacher in Japan, and a lot of the time I'll spend maybe 1 hour with a student a week, and then I won't see them for another week. But I thought it would be great for them to have a chance to practice English outside and for me to be able to interact with them. So I started a Ario Sensei Instagram page. But also, I thought it'd be a good idea to help with listening to create a podcast. And I had put that idea on the shelf for a long time. But I finally decided to do it. And I've announced it on Instagram, and this is it. That we don't have a name for the podcast yet, but it is going to be an English listening podcast. And I would love it for it to be interactive. So I'd love to get your input and maybe have some of your information on the show as well. In my mind, I'm aiming for about 10 minutes per episode, and the episodes will be split into a few parts. So let's try and have a run through of those parts today. But just the first to let you know, obviously, I'm going to say hello and give any news of what's going on in life. Then we'll talk about the theme, and the theme would be probably dictated by you. So you would decide what the theme is, maybe by sending a message on Instagram or Threads or something, or commenting under wherever you see or listen to the podcast. And then afterwards, I would also love to have your answers. So maybe I'd pose a question, and then you would send your answers in, and I'd read them out. So yeah, so let's try and run through that. So since this is the first episode, and I haven't really got themes from you guys, I thought I'd at least introduce myself. And so for those of you who don't know, my name is Ariyo. So it's a Yoruba name, which is from Nigeria. But I was born and raised in London, UK. So I'm from London, South London, if you want to be very specific. And I moved to Japan when I was 27 years old. And I am now older than that. So I've been living here for a while. I live in a place called Kyoto, Japan, which I really like. I really love the history. I really love what it stands for. And what it stands for, I just really love what it is. One thing about this podcast is it's not aiming to be perfect English at all. It's just aiming to be the English that comes from me. So, you know, and that's how it is. Most native speakers make mistakes with their English all the time, and they have little hiccups. And I want that to be, true here as well. That we and ah, we have filler words. So I want you to hear real English, or proper English, as we'd like to say. I wanted to call this podcast the Proper English Podcast, but then someone I know has an English podcast, which is also called the Proper, I think it's the Proper English Podcast, or the Proper British English Podcast. So that was too close to home. But yeah, but we're here for proper English as well. What's proper English? I don't know. But if you can talk to people and they understand what you're saying, I think, and you understand what they're saying, I think that's what we're aiming for. So yeah, the themes. I would love to hear your themes. What else can I say? So yeah, just real listening, and I'd love to put transcriptions. And if you have questions about any of the words that come up, then that would be great. And if I think I say something that sounds, noteworthy, so something that you should take notes about or something you can use, I think I will try and highlight that too. So yeah, so that would be the theme kind of thing. I would just like to say in Kyoto it's very hot. So I have my fan running right now. So you might hear the sound. I'll try and, I'll get that. I'll try and, how do you say? I'll try and get that edited out. But I'm trying my best at the moment. I'll also, in the next couple of days, I will be going to Seishun I'll be using the Seishun Juhachikipu to travel across Japan to go to my family house, or my wife's family's house, which is also my family. Um, yeah. So also, it's not sponsored, but I'm recording on a Rode mic here, which I did get maybe a year ago from Rode. So it's kind of sponsored, I guess, in a way. But yeah, one day we might have sponsors too. So one thing I did say on my Instagram is anybody who did acknowledge my post about me starting the podcast or gave me a like or something on that post, I would read out their name. So I'm going to do that now. I just have to go back to my picture of the post, and I'll give a shout out to everybody that, you know, that supported so far. And hopefully this will turn into messages, and then the messages can be read out, and that'll be really cool. Nice. So without further ado, I'm going to shout out first Ran. Ran said, Otanoshimi, is looking forward to the podcast, which is great. Thank you. Then Kyun Kyun Japanese gave her, this is all the people that gave her loves. Ryoko-san, you, a friend, a tattooist, so tap by you. Tamaki Deco Sunshine, thank you. Sheena as well, thanks for the like. Akiko, Junka, one of my students, thank you. Noriko also I know from Kyoto as well. Thank you for that. Aika, who's also one of my students, so getting love from my students, which I like. Hiromi, thank you. We've interacted a couple of times. So now it's username J5HDJ, MA1TOWKI. See, I don't have the real name, so it's hard. And Ato, what's up? Thank you. So thank you guys for just like liking that. I thought let me have some kind of interaction so we can kick that off. So I'm gonna say that this is like the pilot, not even the pilot, but just like a trial run. But this is the first episode. I'm gonna put this out and then see and keep going basically on these so many, and make it better. So any advice you have or things that you would love to see, let me know. So I'm also recording this. So if you're watching a video, this might be on Instagram, like this video, or I might put it on YouTube with transcriptions on the side. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm recording it vertically this way. So yeah. So you have any podcast names that you think would be interested? I do have one in mind, but I haven't really settled on it. So I don't want to give it a name and then change it later. But yeah, I'm very happy to start this new project and venture. And I hope that you can, improve your listening skills. I don't want to speak slowly, and I don't want to speak unnaturally. This is how I speak, and I want that to be, the main part of the podcast. But yeah, we'll grow and we'll get better. We'll get better. All right. So thank you very much for tuning into the English Listening Podcast, and we will do more and more and more and more. All right. Thank you very much. And if you see this, just give it a like or leave a comment, just so I know. It'll give me some encouragement to continue. But I'm going to continue anyway. I won't expect any like waves until the first 100 episodes. All right. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Take care. Peace.